We're just checking different doors in this house to see if anything's sagging. And before I do that, I've just been checking these hinge screws. And you know what? I've not done anything to this door yet. And all three of those, you see that? They're all stripped. All of them. Look at that. All three of those. And these on this top hinge look fine. Now, that's holding this so far, but after a while, after a little bit, opening, closing, eventually those screws are going to get loose, they're going to back out a little bit, and then the hinge is going to start pulling away. The hinge is going to start pulling away, tilted this way, and then that's going to make this door sag, and then it's going to start rubbing over here. So if you have something like that, it might be something as simple as just replacing some certain screws. Other times it's not. You look at my channel, I've got different ways on fixing sagging doors, okay? That's where I'm kind of putting this video together too. See, it looks like there's one questionable one right there, see? And so I'm going to have to get more screws. Yeah, that one was loose. It was sticking way out, but it went in tight. And sometimes if it sticks out, it could hit the backside. It could hit the backside of the hinge when the door closes, depending how much of a gap that is. And then that could throw things out of kilter too. Okay. And I'm going to guess this top one. Nope, it's okay. There's a slight hairline crack on the edge of the door right there, and right down there where they put those two screws in. Whoever did it, it cracked the little side stile just barely. So I may have to put some caulking on that before the painters come. I'm just looking at this door, and with this nice step ladder, I can get up on 6 foot, 8 foot tall doors. I can look at the gaps and stuff. That looks, actually it looks pretty good. I can't, if I get it up this way any further, it's going to hit the top. So, and I looked on the side, I got a nice reveal on the edge. You want about 3/16, maybe an 1/8 to 3/16 or so on your gap. And I look down here, the gap looks pretty good. This door looks fine, except that I've got to replace some of those hinge screws. You want to take one of those hinge screws out, and I took some extra ones out some other doors. Take it to the hardware store, get some longer ones. Okay, well, I'm going to try that, and then that should fix. And you want to get long ones. You didn't watch my other video. You want to get long ones because your door jamb is only usually only 3/4 of an inch. If it's an interior door, 3/4 of an inch door jamb going all the way around, and then you usually have a gap between 1/8 of an inch to 3/8 to ½ inch before your 2x4. They do that when they frame your opening so that they got enough room in there to install shims behind everything, and whatever gap is left is left. Your door casing is going to cover all that, but you got a slight gap in there. So when you get a screw to replace in the hinge that's loose, you've got to go through 3/4 of an inch of wood plus that gap before you hit the wood 2x4 that's holding this up. That's the frame 2x4. Okay? So remember that when you go to the store, you've got to get screws long enough. And then if you do, you're gonna have to make sure. I was gonna say pre-drill your holes. But your little drill bit is generally, they're not 2 inches long or whatever. They're probably a little bit shorter than that. So you could, if you pre-drilled your hole, all that's going to do is go and drill through your 3/4 inch door jamb. Then you can take your screw and go through there, hold your breath as you put the rest of the screw in, and hope that you don't strip the head out of it before it gets into a wood 2x4 that's 30 years old. That you put the screw in, and the screw doesn't get in there all the way before it strips your head And then you have to take it out, put another screw in there. Take that one out, put another screw in there. Put a long sheetrock screw in there, ram it in there, and then take it out, put your other screw in there, and you could do something like that. And because the last thing you want is to put it in there thinking, okay, I can go, I'll just get my electric drill. I'll just get my battery operated drill, and I'll ram the rest of that in there. It's only a 1/4 inch. You strip the whole head off, and you have a hard time getting it off. Or worst case scenario, you think, you know, Joe just didn't press hard enough. I'm going to press harder on it as I drill it in, and then you break the whole head of the screw off. I've done that too. So then you've got the broken screw in there that you've got to take off, take the door out, take the hinges off, take everything off, and then try to back that thing off with a pair of pliers. Hold your breath just right, because that screw needs to come out in order for you to get the other screw in there. You know what I mean? So just, there's things that you got to think about when you do projects on your own. And you can do it. You know, you learn as you go. The only reason why I know all this stuff, you know why? Because I've had all of those things happen to me already. Well, that's what I'm trying to explain to you and show you on my videos. My loss is your gain, or my knowledge is your gain, or whatever. You see that, hey, if Joe can do it, yeah, you know, he's just a normal average Joe. But you know, if Joe can do it, I can do it too. I can save money just like Joe. So remember that on your projects. Now, because these doors are 8 foot tall, you know, you don't want a little dinky step ladder. I ended up deciding to get a 3-step ladder at the store. I forget which place I got it, Home Depot, Home Base. Might have even got it at Target or something. See that? It says Costco, C-O-S-C-O. It's a nice one because the other thing I like about it is the steps are wide. Some, if you get one that's little like this, we had a step ladder that was small, little rungs. I thought, forget about this. I ended up throwing that away or gave it to Goodwill or something. I didn't like it because that's an accident ready to happen. As you step down on that stuff, you could twist your ankle or whatever. So you get the 3-step one with the handle up here, and you can stand way up high on that thing. You can still support yourself. I've seen, you know, you've seen the 2-step ones, and then it's got this deal, and it only comes up about like that. So if you're going to get a step ladder, you might as well get a nice one, okay? So think about that next time you're at the store.